Hey, how are you? How's it going? I'm only a few minutes late. That's not bad compared to some of my normal. So, are we ready for a crafting adventure? It's getting queued up here. Here we go. Alrighty. Here we go. We're diving in. Alright, so hey everyone. Hi. So, tonight, no plan. I just haven't got around to making a plan yet. So, here we are. But we are going to start with the Berry Botanical Vellum. I'm just going to do a bit of exploration into the paper, take another good look at it, and kind of make some notes and see what I get into. That's really the plan tonight. I do plan to feature this paper for this month's class. I just have to actually work on it. That's my plan the next week or so, is to get cracking on this. But to be honest, my head is not where it should be right now. You know, it should be here with planning, with crafting, but it's not. It's kind of somewhere else. You know, yesterday was not a good day, but it's not a day I'm going to describe on here. And then just other things bugging me. Tonight, I had my usual evening nap, which is maybe not exactly helpful, but you know what? I kind of needed it. And I actually clued into why tonight I'd have those naps. So here's the vellum. So the one side's more prominent than the other side, as you can kind of see. My lighting in here isn't great. Let me see. Yeah, there you go. Now you can kind of see the difference a little bit. So in this pack, and this is the product of the month for May, I think. Okay. Sorry, brain's a little fried. So there's 3 sheets of each. So there's a plenty to work with. So again, same thing. That way you can kind of see with the one lamp away. But it's really pretty paper, and I gotta figure what I'm gonna do with it, because especially with it being vellum. And vellum can be a little more challenging for adhesiving, so I don't know, I'll see what I come up with. But first is really come up, I know this one you can't even tell the difference, can you? But there's a difference. But yeah, really I just gotta come up with some drawings, play around with some of the sheets, see what I get into. I'm gonna have to order some cardstock colors. That way I have what I need to be able to accomplish something with this paper. It's really beautiful. I'm actually glad I got it. Anyways, but yeah, so yesterday was not a good day in the family. We're not going there right now for too many reasons. And then lately, yeah, I'm off my game, a little more unfocused, dealing with some stuff, dealing with some other things. And then there's something on my mind. And just before I come on the video tonight, I was walking the dogs. I was trying to get a few things done tonight. It's on my mind. It's bugging me, but it's not a topic so much for this atmosphere. It's just, you know, when you have, there's things you know is true, then there's this perceived beliefs. And I admit, I'm not good with the perceived beliefs. I tend to think those are true. So I'm dealing with one of those right now that it's like, I think I know what it is. I could be wrong. But it is what it is. So how I'm going to handle it, I think I'm just going to let it be. As much as it's eating away at me, it's bugging me. I mean, whatever it is, there's very little I can actually do about it. So it's like, meh, you know, work what I can. I'm getting distracted, okay? Let me show you guys. This is what happens when you're me. So the Angel Policy stamp has an interesting stamp on there that I'm kind of after, because I want to be able to come up with the stamp for doing the vendor events for the back of the cards. So when someone does their own card, they can stamp it and put their name on it to say they made this kind of thing. So I'm going to have to look into that. That might be the thing I need this time around. Sorry, I'm not pointing at the Angel Policy. You can't even see me pointing at. Anyways, but yeah, I had more dialogue in my head I was going to say tonight. I'm getting there. Today I just was feeling like crap. Was sick today, still kind of sick. Not contagious sick, thankfully. But just the day that I'm just fighting to get through the day. And it's just a difficult day. Okay, here we go. I'm looking for the sketches down here. So most of these are scrapbook. A couple are cards. And I'm just looking for inspiration here on what can I do with development. And I can see some of these got featured up there, which is kind of cool. Anyways, I don't know. I'll find out something. If anybody has any ideas, shoot me a notification or something. Be like, hey, if you got any themes to do. Another thing I can do is I can actually Google people who've made stuff with the vellum as inspiration as well. Anyways, but my quest tonight is to come up with a drawing of something, something to get going here. So, great place to start is literally the catalog, because we've got some great stuff in here. And peoples, if you want a catalog and you're in Canada, please, please, please let me know. I will send you one for free. Seriously, I will send you one for free. I have 6 catalogs still. I need to get them into hands of people, and I'm failing at that. Yeah, anyways. But yeah, so today, with like every day, because I'm recently learned that, I have ADHD, and I'm cluing into I have more than that, and that's yet to be determined. I've got appointments booked in that. I'll get there. But I'm becoming more aware that, hey, I have these issues. And everything's starting to come together from my past and what I have and what I'm dealing with. And today is a prime example. I do want to talk about the video tonight. So I'm at work, and I had a moment where I'm on the back dock. I went outside to take a break, sit outside on the one dock, just kind of relax for a moment. And of course, I pull up the phone, and I'm looking on Facebook for a quick moment, and I saw a post from somebody who was talking about, I think their son's autistic. We'll go with that for the sake of the story. And she's talking about the difficulty of his eating. He only likes 10 foods. And last night she had lasagna, and he didn't want to touch it at all. But then today he's like, yeah, I kind of want some lasagna, like for leftovers. Oh, okay, cool. But the nature of her post was talking about, let him be him. Don't pressure him into food. Let him come around. And that totally makes sense. Hi, buddy. Is it buddy? Here's a little buddy. So it reminded me of my own childhood, where it was not the same. When it comes to the limitations on food, yeah, that's me, all right. And, instead of growing in my own way, I was deeply in trouble a lot for not eating certain foods and getting yelled at a lot. And, like, a lot of negativity created when I was a very young child around food, which led to more issues as I grew up. So it's moments when I'm reminded of, here's a story of something, tied with a memory of my own. And it gives me pause to see, sadness with, this was the past. I wish things were better back then. I wish things were dealt with a lot better. And, that, I don't know, it's just that grieving stage of realizing I've got all these memories of back then, didn't know what this is. Now that I know, and it's like, oh my god, so much could have been done back then. But then again, it doesn't always happen that way. So here's that Angel Policy stamp again. I want to take a peek at it again for a moment, since I'm all by myself tonight, and that's all good. It is all good. So yeah, that one there, I might be able to do something with it. I can kind of work with it, so I'll have to look into it. Anyways, well, to be honest, I'm looking for sketches in the catalog, and I realized there's only a couple. So, or maybe I missed a whole bunch of pages because I kept talking. That's okay. Anyways, so yeah. And after the video, I'm going to do a couple of my posts, get updated in that. But yes, I need to come up with something tonight. But I'll look at these in a bit. The actual samplers. So I just wanted to flip through, because sometimes you never know what can strike you down that creative path. There's lots of great stuff here. Because I've seen some great stuff online. I saw one, a friend of mine sent me an image of someone created something with that very paper, and it was really, really nice. So it's like, yeah, might do a little bit. I gotta find that image. I don't know where it was. If it was an email or a message, I don't know. I didn't save it. Anyway, so yeah, I'm a little blue tonight mentally. Just, I'm here, but I'm not here. I kind of want to be somewhere else. Kind of want to go back to bed. I know, not very enlightening tonight. Okay, so that kind of flunked here. Let's try this again. I'm determined to find something from this catalog. Okay, so we're just going to try this again. And we're actually going to look at some of the creations here. So, I like to create easy concepts. So, for example, let me get a little more light here. These are card kits, actually. Not what I'm going for. But I'm just trying to find something to inspire me. Alright, keep flipping. More I can't even pronounce the word Ephemera packs. Sorry if I totally butchered the word. It's just a word I cannot pronounce. Anyway, they're really great for coming up with cool stuffs. I kind of like that right there. Except, I do, but I don't. I don't have to have the watermelon pieces, but I think the layout would be kind of good. Alright, well, let me get a scrappy piece of paper here. Hopefully not too scrappy, because I do tend to really like my scraps. I'm just going to do a... I know, I've been drawing lines in all my scrap papers. It's kind of a quirk about me. So, I'm just going to do a very rough drawing here of that card. Forgive my drawing. And I really like it. But it's using a certain shape in this too. So, but I think it's also coming from the Ephemera packs, that specifically those shades. But that's okay. And this is page 12. I think that's kind of got something going on there. And then somewhere in here would be the phrase. I know, very rough drawing, but it works. Alright, so with that in mind, I'm going to need another piece of paper. Preferably not too scrappy, because I've got some very interesting scrappies in here. Here's a rough scrappy. You can tell I even cut up the envelopes. It's super scrappy. This came from a card that someone gave me at work recently as a thank you for... She was away and had some health issues, so she thanked everybody for, you know, taking care of things in her absence. So back to this paper again. I want to write out the colors to inspire me. This time I'm going to use a pen, because I also need to figure out what colors I have. Bubble bath. So I can kind of narrow. Yes, my spelling is horrible. Fresh freesia. And I think my ice machine's out of water. Damn it. Or it's full of ice. I don't know. So Hydrangea Hue and Golden Glow are two of the newest colors, along with Peaceful Pine. Soft Sea Foam and Strawberry Slush. Interesting colors that's featured in this pack of beautiful vellum paper. It's interesting. So the challenge is, with this layout, because I'd be using probably 2 and 2 of the vellum, is how do you do the adhesive? Well, time shall tell. Anyways, so out of these colors, I'm pretty sure I have this Peaceful Pine. I could definitely work with that. Of course, I have everything just out of reach too, but that's okay. But what I have to calculate is what would be the sizes of all these pieces. I don't know. What's cool is in the past, Stampin' Up! Would have card recipes on the website. I'd have to look to see if they still have them, but I don't know. Anyways, so if I were to do this card, Which sheets would I use? That's actually a good question. Let's take a peek-see again. Because I would go with 2 sheets, just to kind of, you know, not go too chaotic with it. So probably not the green yet. I'd probably go with this, because I keep getting drawn to that one. And I really like this one for some reason. It just kind of, the two kind of go together. Okay. So we got that started. And oops-a-daisy, I just ripped my catalog. Because the adhesive from this is totally stuck to my book. But that's okay, at least it's my copy. Alright, so then the query is, I have for myself is, for these, are these the same sizes? It looks like 2 and 2, like just the way the sizing is. So I'd have to calculate what that might be. I have no idea. Well, we can do some guesstimations here. So if I'm going across the card here, so that's 4 1/4, we'll say, if it's based on the full card base. So 4 1/4, maybe 3 1/2 for the space. Maybe. Because I would definitely test this out with other papers, so if it's 3 1/2, so I could do 1 1/2 and 2. Doesn't seem right, but I can roll with it. And then on the upper, definitely different sizing. Yeah. It's a definite mystery to figure out. I'm probably really wrong on my sizing too, because, yeah. And then based on that, the height, if the top and for the card is 5 1/2, and there's a good gap on the top and the bottom, so let's just start with 4 1/2 at least. Maybe more like 4 inch. Yeah, maybe, kind of, sort of. But, you know, maybe 4. So then, you know what, I'll just go with 1 1/2 and the 2 and just kind of muck with it. Alright, so next up is to check out this sizing, is literally take scrap paper, or this doesn't have to be totally scrap paper, and just kind of cut some random pieces just to play around with the look of it. So I'm just going to grab some papers here. And then just see if that works. The fun part of planning is you get to play with paper. So, and these papers are not really flattering, but for what I'm kind of thinking of right now, but you know, I'm just rolling with it. So, I said 1 1/2. I guess I should use the good blade too. 1 1/2 by 2. Yeah, 2 doesn't look right. But you know what? I'm glad I'm testing this out. Yeah, that's got to be like way too small. So let's just get 2 of them going. Yeah, that does not feel right. That's for sure. I'm glad I'm experimenting. Alright, whoops. Making a little bit of noise. Okay, let's just see. Maybe it'll work. I don't know. But I definitely gotta tweak it. Alright, so I got that. I need a card base. Which I might have something nearby. One moment. I think this might be a card base, or pretty close to it. Not worried about the color. I'm just going for sample sizing. to see if I'm way off on these measurements or whatever. Because the thing with these, this might not be in the recipe kit. That's on the website. I probably should check the size of this, but that's okay. So you know what? I would definitely tweak this a little bit. Now that I can see it, I'm tweaking it. So I would make these definitely shorter. So go 1 1/4. I need a good eraser, not the pencil eraser. I'm on the right track. Roll with me here. 1 1/4. 1 1/4. By 2 and... Just trying to think this through. 2 and what? 2 1/4? Let's just see. Maybe I will come up with a card tonight. Just... Alright, paper trimmer, come back. Come back. Alright, so let's just try it out. Because I feel like 1 inch is just too small, to be honest. I said 2 1/4. I like being able to have the sizes kind of consistent. That way it's a little easier to be able to say, hey, here's the sizes. And maybe I will come up with a card tonight. But we'll definitely use the color that's not that pink. Or coral or whatever it is. Alright. Let's just see how this looks. Because for the... Yeah. I don't want it. I gotta clean up my desk one of these days. I'll get around to it sometime. Alright, let me get a bone folder and just at least line that out a little better. Alright, let's just see if I like the way this looks. Aww. They're so cute, my doodles. You know, I like that, even though it looks very basic and kind of boring. And it's not matching this, and that's okay. I come up with my own. So from there, what I want to tweak is change the cardstock to a different color. If I'm going to use this card as just a total sampler. So let me see what's in my bag of tricks. I was doing some cleaning up recently, and I totally found a bag of cardstock. And I'm like, where were these? So I'm glad I found them, because there's such a lot of goodies in here from whatever the heck I was doing at the time. So let's just see what we got. I got blue in here. I don't remember what I have for colors. Oh, I like the blue. Alrighty, I gotta be careful. There's a buddy under me. My good little buddy. Alright, so let's see if I can kind of come up with a rough concept tonight. Because what I usually do is when I'm in super plan mode is come up with the cards and alternative papers just to get the layouts figured out. Which in turn gives me more cards to play with. This paper's kind of beat up a bit, but that is okay. Okay. So, I don't mind that it's beat up, actually. I didn't do that very well. There we go. There it is. Yeah, that just looks... I mean, it's still a really boring look to it. It's still really boring. I know. You know what? I'm realizing I really don't like the look of it, and that's okay. But what's interesting is I'm getting an idea. Because I can easily put a phrase on there and call that done. I could easily use different papers to make it look more vibrant and with it. So there's all different things I do. But I just realized I could put something in the background. The background could be vellum, potentially. With better choice of paper. But then again, it's covering up the vellum. Like, there's so much you can do with the vellum. But you know what? Even that right there would have to be the right kind of paper, and that's totally not the right kind of paper. So, interesting thought. Yeah, definitely lots of ideas to play with. But even alone, just to kind of show vellum, look how cool that looks. We can still kind of see the cardstock behind. The only downside is the adhesives is going to make it a pain in the butt. So, I don't know. Anyways, but I'm determined to still roll with this weird concept tonight for the heck of it. I'm still determined. Alright. So I'm going to need a phrase, which I'm not prepared for. And it's going to need a focal point, like a critter or a flower or something, you know, a punch or a die cut to kind of go with whatever the heck this is. That way it takes away from the not so great choice I have going on here. So, of course, I have no stamps or anything around, but that's okay. How are we doing for time? Yeah, I'll probably wrap this up shortly, because, like, my brain is just not braining. Give me one moment. I'm just going to reach behind, see what I can quickly find at a grab of my hand. Right, buddy? Yeah, I'm still here. Oh, hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Yes, my little boy. I'm just looking for some stuff. Yeah, it would help if Mommy's more organized, but that's okay. I'm getting an idea. I just remembered the paper pumpkin add-on dies I have on the table. Honestly buried, because I barely looked at them. I looked at them like once. Come on. Let me just grab them. So, let's just take a peek at the Wonderful Scenes dies again. I haven't looked at them in a little while, in a couple months, since I ordered them. You know what? I'm gonna roll with the mailbox. The for sale sign. Let's just roll with it. Alrighty. And then I have some beautiful dies here, which I think are gonna be useful. We got a couple of butterflies too here. Let's just kind of roll with it. Hi! Hi, little Ivy girl. Who's a good princess? Who's a good girl? So this is Ivy. Come on, say hi, Ivy. Come on, this is Ivy. Hey, good girl. Oh, a little princess. All right, she claws my arm really well. Good girl. You gonna be Mommy's little helper? Good girl. So I don't think I use this stamp, but I just grabbed it for the sake of grab something. Ooh, good girl. Alrighty, since it's Doodlefest, alright, I'm gonna glue these down before I totally lose them. I'm gonna put these safely over there, so don't lose those either. Since I'm kind of on something. I'm just going to use my Seal Plus to get going here. And just kind of see what this is going to turn into. Which this could be a hot mess. Or it could be something good. Hey, it's just fun to play with papers. And we're going to get some die cuts going shortly. Alright. I know, doesn't look like much now, but roll with me here. Alright. Let me get that put aside. Let me get the die cuts going, which I was not looking to do, but that's okay. Alright, let me put this down for a moment. Gotta find the die cut machine, which I buried away. Sorry, buddy, I'm gonna have to move you. It's okay, little buddy. Alrighty. There's die cut machine, the mini at least, which mini is my absolute favorite. I need some paper too. Okay, I see a sheet of something I can use here. That will work. And then let me grab some plates and just do a quick run of the sign so I can see how it looks. It would help if I cut this down, but you know what? Sometimes a good fashioned just tear the paper works too when you're kind of wanting to get going on an idea. Because I have so many white scraps, it's incredible, and I'm really enjoying using up my white scraps for my scrappy stuff, so it's all good. Alright, so we got that. Whoops. Hope I did this right. Guess I'll find out in a moment. Sometimes I don't do it right, but that's okay. Oh, cool. You even get this piece coming through, too. Alright. So the plates will put aside for the moment. Die cut machine put aside for the moment. Because I gotta grab some scraps to do the butterfly and the flower thingy. I'm just going to gently pull this. So ideally, this is our piece. And that's kind of cool. And you know what? You can actually two-tone it too, I just realized, which might be really cool to do. So we'll come back to that in a short. That's actually a really neat die. Alrighty. Let me grab some papers, a greenery, and something at least. Keep a box of scraps back here. Alright. Well, not really great color choices, but we're just rolling with it tonight, okay? Alright, so I do need a paper trimmer for this round, so I can bring the sizes of those down as small as possible. So ideally, little butterflies, we'll say inch by inch. Yep, same thing with the other. So we'll just say inch by inch, just to kind of play with the concept. Yeah, I know, very much not creative colors, but it's experimental night, which are fun. Alright, so let me run those through and see what we come up with. And to be honest, this is not the final draft for the class. This is just getting a feel of, well, what do I want to do with this? Because I don't really know yet. But it's still cool and fun to play with. So I'm just, I know you guys can't see me, I'm just loading it up on the die cut. So I can run them both at once, which is cool. Alright, we got that. Okay. Die cut machine, we're now good, hopefully, for the night. Let's find our pieces here. Oh, butterflies come up as 3 little guys. That's pretty cool. And this, we'll look at that in a moment. But it is a great way of take a set of dies I probably haven't even played with yet at all, especially the butterfly and the flowers, and just see how they come out. Just creates the fun of it. Okay, so that little die, I'll put in the white paper, sorry guys, is like 1 piece. That's pretty cute. But the butterflies are 3 separate here. Yeah, I need some good adhesives and a good place to know what you're doing with these guys. And they're pretty. I still need a phrase though. I didn't get around to that yet. But I think I'll worry about that later. Alright, where's my weird looking card here? So we've got the for sale sign, as we're calling it. We've got the insert for the sale sign. And then definitely need to stamp something on the sign. I just don't know what it's going to be yet. And then the question is, do I use dimensionals or use something else? Also, another thing you can do with the for sale sign is you can run this, you can kind of sort of run this twice, where this could be a different color than this kind of thing. And because, yeah, I don't like the white. Just for the sake of tonight, I do have a brown pencil just to kind of change up the color a little. So I'm not going to run it again tonight, but I just wanted to play around with. There's flexibility to be able to add a little color to like a white piece of paper, or I can use another color just to kind of give it a weathered kind of feel. You can use markers, you can use ink, you can ahead of time pick your cardstock color or designer series paper color if there's a desired piece that just kind of works. Again, brown might not be the best of choice here, but I still might stamp something on that white piece there. I just don't know what it is yet. I'll have to look at the stamps I grabbed just to see if there's something on it that just speaks to me. Definitely for the class, if I'm going to use this die, we're not coloring them. They'll be pre-done in something. Probably look more vibrant if I had it done in a cardstock color. So definitely when you're adhering this to your project, I would highly advise use something good like glue dots, which mine are nearby. Just try to glue that down. I would definitely go darker, but just for the sake of tonight, I'm just rolling with the way it is. Glue dots, where are you? You're here somewhere. Because, yeah, definitely need glue dots for this guy. Just trying to seal plus that is impossible. Well, maybe not possible. But for me, I'd probably end up ripping it. So I'd say be generous with your glue dots on intricate die cuts. Including the little pieces after. I gotta stick on there somehow. So I want to incorporate the blue back into this somehow. Because I started with blue and I kind of went a totally different tangent with colors. But yeah, let me just get a whole bunch of glue dots on here. And what's cool is you can also customize the sign. I don't have to keep this all intact if I don't want to. So that is a great possibility to change it up. Alright, so let's get that down somewhere in the card. Because I think before I lose the paper here. And I'm just going to use my nails tonight. Also would recommend for this die cut, use a thicker. The cardstock I used for this wasn't bad, but maybe go a little thicker because it is pretty flimsy right now. Going thinner would be not ideal for this die, for sale sign die. That's what I'm calling it. Alrighty. So we got this silly concept going. At least I feel it's a little bit silly. Yeah, it is not looking that good. You know what? It just blends right in. Let me just darken this up now that I can. Now it's more stable on here. Let me just darken it up. So I can try to make this work somehow. It's actually easier to color once it's glued down. There we go. We're getting there. At least it's giving it something at least. I might have to rethink this for sale sign idea. Yeah. I don't know. I'll see. I'll see in the coming weeks what I get into. But on to exciting news. One of the vendor events I did last winter, they emailed one of the church events. Let me clarify. They sent the invite today to come back this year, and I'm like, oh, that's so awesome. I am gonna do it actually, but I gotta get around to fill up my application. So there's our. I feel dorky for sale sign. Now I need something on this, and I don't know what I've got kicking around here. Let me just quickly see what's on the table, if anything. I had stamps earlier, but I kind of don't know where I just threw it. Oh, there they are. Let's see. I kind of grabbed the worst possible stamp set ever. All right, let me dig back and see if I can find something slightly better. All right. Anything here, come on. All right, we got some possibilities here. Hi, little buddy. He's being a doodle. Okay. Now, it can't be real big. Yeah, I like the thanks on this one. I'll go with that. Just something, you know, to kind of finish this off. All right, I need a block, which is nearby. This stamp set, I don't even know what paper pumpkin it was from. I got it from Teresa at Scrapfest. I bought it off of her because I'm like, I don't know, it just really called to me, this one. And I've got Misty Moonlight right here, so it kind of works with the whole theme of what I may or may not be playing with this month. Make sure my direction is correct, or else this might be more complicated than it should be. So, there we go. You know, that suddenly looks not bad. Now I'm going to pop it up with dimensionals. Once I find them here. I got to trim the borders on these guys. To get my 4-piece. There we go. course, I almost smudged the ink, but that's okay. So, but yeah, by popping up the sign part with dimensionals kind of makes it really cool. And then lastly, we've got our florals and butterflies. So the layout I do have mixed feelings about. Definitely not those choice of papers, but I feel like there's potential here, and I may very well try this out with the vellum somehow. But that way, the vellum doesn't have to be the star of the project, because vellum can be challenging to work with. So, but yeah, I'll have to see how this might look. Ideally, when you're gluing with vellum, try to use the glue dots. It will help considerably, because if you use more standout adhesive, it's just going to show really badly on your project. So, and then the butterflies, I'll just wing it. It's cute. I like what I'm doing with the sign. I'll give it that. Like, that's turning out quite nicely. I think I'm kind of onto something here. Just trying to pull the weight cap off of this with the glue dot. I know I should just use this thing. Strangely enough, I'm actually missing one of these. I noticed it at my last event with the trailer, and I'll have to see it. Maybe it's stuck in something else. But yeah, I realized I'm missing something. But that's okay. There we go. So ideally, what I would do instead is different colors for the butterflies. Just kind of make this work. And there's our kind of dorky card. Mixed feelings, but there we go. Let me know what you guys think. Appreciate you guys watching. And we'll have to see what we come up. I'm sure if I choose to do this again, it's going to look a heck of a lot better than just a quick, muck around with it and see what I come up with. All right, well, thanks for watching. Yeah, appreciate it so much. And hey, we're born to play Built for Mischief. Take care. Oh, would help if I hit the right button.